Okay, I got this idea at the North Carolina Woodturning Symposium last fall. I believe it was in September up at Greensboro. Is that where it was? Yeah. Really, really good venue. Very good. Lots of good things happening there. And one guy got my interest. He's from France, Pascal Audet. And I said, So I went and listened to him, and he really did a nice job. So I said, I think we have to try this. So that's what we're trying to do tonight. It's called, he called it French lace. Now the idea is we turn it real thin. If you turn it too thin, it just kind of comes off. And you gotta have it with no defects. As few defects as possible. This one, I basically completed now, but it was a little defect here, fell out. So now I could maybe make a little design out of it and still make something out of it, I don't know. Then, notice how dark it is. Now this is darkened down a little bit, I don't know why. But basically it comes off like this. So let it dry, then we immerse it in vinegar with some steel in it, like steel wool. And they often, one guy says, put it in a container and shake it up. Even nails will work. Bolts, nails, anything like that. And leave it set for about a week. So that's what I did. Found an old bottle around it and I said, So I don't even see any steel wool anymore. I imagine there's pieces flying around in there, but it was clumps. After about a week, I couldn't see anymore. So you put it in there and you pour this over it, and because of the tannin in the wood, it makes it turn black. If you put, we'll show it here after a bit. I'll take this off, and where the jaws hit the wood, it'll be black. You've seen that. Never paid much attention to it. That's what it is. It's the tannin. It makes it respond better and more uniformly if you use vinegar, plus the steel. But it's a reaction to that. So the idea is you got to get it as clean as possible. Now this one here I was cutting, and I was trying to cut all the way into the middle. It tore out because it wasn't quite perfect. It had little cracks in there. Now here, I think this crack that you can see there a little bit, it kind of developed after it dried. And so now here's one that I think is pretty good. There's little tiny hairlines here, but I think this will work pretty well. And then after we get it dried, then I put it in the sandblaster and sandblast it. So the soft part of the wood will come out. I should have refreshed my memory on the terms of all this stuff, but I ended up not doing it. But the hard part of it stays and the soft part comes out, and he's done a lot of different things with it, including making a sleeve. Now that's hard, making a sleeve, but he did it, and it dried kind of like, it got wider in the ends. So it was lengthwise on a log. The one I saw was about this big around. But that'd be hard. You have to get inside there, and you have to cut thin.
What kind of wood are you using?
Oak only.
Red oak?
Only oak.
Oh, red oak? No.
I don't know what it is. I cut it down in my backyard. I said I needed some oak. Went out and found an oak tree, and yep. He's the sacrifice one. So, now there are some other woods that have tannin in it, but oak is the most prevalent, I guess. So, what I want to do is cut it perfectly flat, and I'll go ahead and sand it too. Now, when it's right at first, when you cut it off, it's still fairly flat. And I have on several occasions went and taken a vibration sander and turned it over on a nice hard surface and sanded the backside too, so that it's nice and smooth before it even dries. Of course, you can't go very far; it just clogs it up. But at least it cuts it down so it's fairly smooth. When I touch this, it's real rough. Now, of course, I didn't cut with on the bevel, but we'll do that now, and I'll make it flat and sand it, and then go ahead and cut it thin. So let's get started. Dave, do you have a little straight edge, square, or something like that, please? Where did I put my glasses? I gotta be able to see.
Here you go.
Thanks, Dave.
That's red oak,
This is red oak. Now, how can you tell?
The bark,
called the bark.
the bark.
Because of the bark. Now, what's the difference between red oak and white oak?
What? Bark would be white on the white oak.
Really? And we mostly have red oak around here, or
Yeah, a lot of
do we have white oak also?
it. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't know my woods that well around here. I really don't. Okay. And you gotta have sharp tools. You gotta have sharp tools. Well, it's hard to get it perfectly straight.
wound up the workpiece?
We'll do it in a minute. Pretty close. Now, I think I cut about 7 or 8, and I think I brought 4. I think I brought 5. If there's any kind of a branch coming out, a knot of any kind, then you're not going to be able to have a nice piece, because invariably it'll have a defect in it. That's getting close now.
You can paint with your.
Oh,
You
that's-
can't.
That's wet wood.
It's wet.
What's the purpose of sanding it?
I just so it feels nice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just so the end result isn't real rough. Now I don't know what that gentleman did from France, but I don't recall him saying anything about it. Yeah, it just feels better. So I say, if it feels better, that must be right. Okay, now just round it. You know, if you hold your mouth right, it works better.
I've noticed that.
Now let's see how this looks. Okay, it's irregular as far as the darker part is concerned, and the outside is whiter yet. It's much like this one, and it's not quite centered on the pith. it's probably about a 1/4 inch off of being centered on the pith, which doesn't really matter. So, I normally keep a spray thing bottle here to keep this wet, because we don't want it to dry out. Keep spraying it all the time. So, and after Dave showed me his bidan one time, I said, I think I should do that. So I just went to WT Tool and bought a blank and cut it and made a handle and put a ferrule around it, and I love it. Works nice. Okay, now we shouldn't have as much stuff flying off. There's a little bit of low part of bark I'll take off. There. Now we got where we can handle it. And the reason I have it this long, because as I cut in toward the middle, I have to have room over here to be able to reach it with my bevels. So I got to get over there. Okay. Now, where's my...
Good.
I've been cutting them about 1.5 millimeter. 1 millimeter just seems it doesn't quite want to hold together properly. So I usually try to go about 1 millimeter. 1.5 millimeters, I'm sorry. Usually go right at a 1.5 millimeters. Okay. Now, can't go very far and come back over it. It's too thin. You cannot cut it again. So, start out very steady hand. Okay, that's right at 1.5. Okay, and about 1/4 inch is all you can go. So then take another 1/4 inch and make sure it's correct before you go on. Now I can go a little faster too. Now I need my light. I think your light is going on strike, Dave.
I think it might have to do with the operator.
Do what?
I think it might have to do with the operator.
What does that mean?
I know.
Boo. You know what? It may just be right. That might be the operator.
See it shining through it.
Now,
Yeah, that's nice.
you can't reach too far with the micrometer, so I use this thing. And now the inside, right toward the bottom, is a slight bit thicker. Since it's nice and wet, the last about 1/8 of an inch, I just touched it. Make sure the cutting edge was right there. And it works pretty nice. You can't go much more than that. When I touch it on there, it kind of balls up a little bit like mud because it's so wet. Let's check it now. Yeah, that's just perfect. It's at 1.5. No, it isn't. It's a little bit more than that. So I wonder if I can take it. Job. And for a little bit I can use the Badan. I ended up not getting a very long one because it's down in about that far, and I should have gotten a longer one. Then I could reach in further. Really help a lot. Can't see. I got a lot more room than 1/4 of an inch. But I'm going to stay with 1/4 of an inch and then use the sharpest tool. And you can see with the light, you can see if it's getting thick, because the color will change. It gets a little darker color yellow. Just a little on the heavy side. Nice. Okay.
What kind of gouge are you using, Mo? Make that line cut.
This is a, one's out of England.
Sorby?
Sorry, yeah.
Say bowl gouge?
This is a regular spindle gouge. I love this thing. That is my, the handle broke early on, so I put another handle on it. And one of these days I'll have to take this and turn it down on my metal lathe, because it's sometimes a little too big. Plus, it being uneven sometimes causes problems. But it's, I just one afternoon, hey, I gotta have my gouge back, so I grabbed a piece of cherry and put it in together. I love it. That thing is just my best gouge, period. Okay. You gotta be right on the bevel. Cut it too thin. Or something happened that it got a little bit started to drop out. But I don't have any play on it. Oh, I might have a skosh. But it did start to come apart. Pardon?
Is it more or less than a smoothie?
I think it's less than a smidge.
I think I can about see through part of it.
Yeah,
Yes,
it may come apart. Another quarter-inch.
Smidge didn't do much.
You stop to check it, then you gotta get your angle correct again when you start over it up again. there I got a little bit of play, but boy, I don't want more.
Man, look at that shade. That looks like a bird feeder or something.
Good. One more. Now,
Now. Moist my hands are.
That cuts on one side, smooth on the other.
That's what I was looking for.
so really it'll cut coming back. in this.
Well, it cuts on one side, the other side's flat.
I don't
Is this Japanese one?
No, I don't think so. Yeah. Leak.
That is cool. Same thing with the phone.
Okay, now you let it dry. You can go ahead and pass it around if you want. It's just a piece of wood, we can make many more. Now, let's go ahead and see if we can get the tannin in gear on this one.
Now, when that's dry,
Is it from a burrito?
you can never do that. What's the downside to it? What could happen to it while it's drying?
I don't know that I
No,
have
it's not
enough
proper
experience that I can tell you all the problems.
Because I'm wondering, there are these products you can soak a wood in to replace the water, so that when it dries, it doesn't
Oh,
ends up cracking.
it's
Yeah.
I tried using that.
No, I haven't tried anything like that. I just cut it thin and they say let it dry and I did. Okay, here we go.
Here we go.
And we're just gonna pour it in here.
Now, is that a piece that's already done its drying?
Yeah, it's dried. In fact, it's dried almost a week. And I hope I can get it down as dark as this one.
Now, when does the sandblasting come in?
Sandblasting, after, you can either do it just before you do this or after.
Okay.
I'm not sure that there is a right or wrong way, but you can see the rays coming out here on this one. That's what's so pretty. It is just, the rays are just incredible. Now on this side, the rays don't show so much, probably because I sanded this smoother and I didn't here. So maybe my idea of sanding it isn't that important.
What are the rays? I mean, I can see them, what are they?
That's a good question.
As I said, I should have brushed up on my wood anatomy, but I didn't. I've been reading on it.
Who went to razor? That's a good question. Are they like cracks from the process?
No, there's
No, part of the growth.
Okay.
It's turning black.
Huh.
So it doesn't take very long in that liquid then?
Looks like
No, it doesn't take
looks
very
like it
long.
holds it together.
It either turns or it doesn't. I mean,
Like
it's pretty
fishing,
quick.
either catch it or don't.
It's pretty quick.
And
Now, it's a little flatter than it was now that it got dry, but it's also
Wavy,
wavy.
and that's okay.
But the guy I saw doing it, he literally made that little sleeve kind of thing. And he had it, I forget exactly how he displayed it, but it was horizontal, I don't remember how he held it. See there, my fingers even turned black from the tannin and everything on it.
There's an old style furniture that was finished like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And now again, maybe I let it dry too long. This has been 5 days since I cut this. I wanted one that I could go ahead and just junk in there right away. And if you do it this way, here, let's try it. I get the impression that it doesn't do it quite as much after it dries long.
That's a pretty quick change right there.
Yeah, it really is a quick change.
Instant.
In fact, I might go
There you
ahead and
go.
just do it.
I don't know if you need it.
So
There
it's
you go.
it's just downright nifty. especially once you can get it like this. I love it. You can see it's not perfect, but I was thinking, man, if I could make that like a Easter bunny or something like that, you know, cut it out, make it look like that, or something else, I don't know. But like we say in wood turning, don't hide it, enhance it.
Turn it into something else.
It's an opportunity for
That-
Yeah.
artistic
all
expression.
It's
kinds
a
of
design
things.
opportunity.
All kinds of things.
Design opportunity.
What kind of sandblaster do you use?
I just use a regular sandblaster I got from a friend of mine. It was too small for him. He needed a bigger one, so I was able to get it. And I got fine sand stuff, media. They call it media at Harbor Freight, and I got it in a jug about this tall. And it's not terribly inexpensive. It cost me like $35. But shoot, it lasts a long time because you reuse it and reuse it. Boy, my fingers are really turning black.
Yeah. You caught right.
Putting a piece of that in the window. Maybe have a window that is curved or something.
Or frame it, just frame it.
Yeah,
Yes,
you,
you-
Yeah, there you go.
This bowl.
yeah. I see a bathing suit
Or
of it.
or hang it up like this. And just let it turn around in the wind, in the breeze in the house, you know.
Yeah.
I wonder if you could make a lamp out of it.
Why couldn't
With
you?
the little, you know, with the little
Toast
lights going through 'em. Yeah.
You'd think
yeah.
this is Southeast Asia or something.
Yes.
I'll need to wear it.
It's Waxhaw.
But
Now,
I
for the
just-
lamp, you gotta turn one of those cylinders.
I just love the way the rays are in there.
Yeah, that's really pretty.
The different pattern of the grain is just incredible. And of course, it just happened.